So guys, I had a conversation with Tati the last time concerning CS, and in the comment section someone said, okay, why don't I have it with someone who has gone through normal birth and also CS to also share her experience on both sides. So today we are so fortunate and blessed to have one lady who has gone through CS and also normal birth. Mrs. Ceci, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh. Okay, so Mrs. Ceci will introduce herself to us since today is our first time of meeting her on AJ level. So Mrs. Ceci, please introduce herself to my people.
Okay, first of all, I'm very excited to be here with AJ. My name is Loretta. People call me Lottie, but the brand is Cell, Vibing with Cell on YouTube. And yeah, I do vlogs, like talk about my lifestyle, and I also have a couple channel with my husband.
Okay, so that's nice. We will all say that when you are in labor, your water will break, obviously.
Yes.
Before you see you are in labor.
Yeah.
Okay, so when water breaks and you go to the hospital, what next if you are in labor?
Well, from my experience, my water broke. I was told to stay at home for a while because when you go to the hospital, you know, they have this misconception about, like, when you go to the hospital, you just waste your time, they'll make you go through pain and all that. My water broke at dawn, but I went to the hospital around 6 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I got to the hospital, the water was almost finishing around the baby. So they had to put me on forced labor.
Wow.
Do you get it?
Okay.
Yes. They put me on forced labor, and I mean it was quicker to give birth through forced labor because when they give you the drug, it pushes the baby out quickly, so you don't have to go through all that. And because the water was getting finished and all that, so it was kind of like an emergency. Yeah, so that's how it is.
Me, unfortunately for me, I was with my husband, so we rushed to the hospital as soon as I saw my water coming out. So when we went, they said no, I'm in labor, they can't give me forced labor.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was just there suffering and going through the pain. So for how long did it take before the medicine started reacting?
Okay, so when I got there around 6 p.m, I think it gave me the drug around 8 p.m, and I gave birth at 1 a.m.
Wow.
Yes, it was that. The doctor was even saying that it would be 2 hours later, but I think the drugs they were supposed to give me, it was 4, and they gave me only 1. Yeah, so they gave me the rest later. That's how come there was extra 3 hours. So they gave me the drugs, and the pain was now not like contractions, like on and off pain. It was continuous now.
Okay.
So I told him to call the midwife. The midwife came. She was just talking anyhow. I said, I'm in pain, so just check it for me. And you are telling me that it's not yet 4 hours, so you cannot check it. And I was like, Madam, you don't know what is happening to me. If you know what is really happening to me, like, you just insert your fingers there and then check where I've dilated. So when I forced her to check it, she checked and I was 8 centimeters.
Wow.
And 8 centimeters, I was like, the head is already coming. And she was like, oh, madam. At that moment, I just felt like knocking her, slapping her, like doing everything back to her at that moment. That's what happened. And they took me to the delivery ward, and it was something else.
I mean, I've never had the opportunity to be told to push or do something. As soon as I get there, so me, I always go to the curtain.
The curtain. Being a mother for the first time and having a natural birth has been like the best experience I've ever had, because being able to push is not a joke. It's not a joke. Sometimes you can be pushing from your backside, and one thing about it is when you don't poop before you give birth, you will definitely poop when you are delivering.
Okay.
And that's what happened to me.
Oh, okay.
So I was just concentrating on the poop. I wasn't really concentrating on the baby coming. So after I pooped and I was okay, then I was able to push the baby. Okay. And then I think I pushed about just 6 times or so.
Yeah.
I did that well because I was And when I was pregnant, the only prayer I was praying to God was, God give me strength, God give me strength, because that's all I needed. And you know, when I finally pushed the last one, and then the baby came out. Fortunately for me, the baby was crying, so I knew,
everything is okay.
my baby's alive. And then it got to a point. I've seen that they are putting some it's like a thread and needle and some. Hey, I said, what?
So you had a tear.
Yes.
In the comment section of the previous video that I had it,
Yeah.
some were saying that they had second tier, what degree or what. I don't know. Me, I've never gone
You
there.
know,
So I don't know.
some of the things, it's either you get a tear by yourself or they cut.
Okay.
Yeah. So if your way is not that wide for the baby, they may cut.
Okay.
But the baby itself can also give you cuts. That's the force that they will
come
use.
out. Okay.
But some of them are very small, so they have to just cut it, and when they finish, they'll just do everything. And it's,
so you have the first degree tier, what?
I don't even know what that one
So
is.
I like the second degree tier is when your anus and everything, like it opens up like
yes, and then maybe mine is second degree because everything was they sewed it from the top right down my anus.
Oh my goodness.
It's not easy.
Okay, so when you had the tier, so how was it like after you've gone through all this thing? They've sewed this place. So I know if you are coughing, you can't even cough, you can't even laugh. So it's the same as CS.
You can, because this is a very surprising thing about my normal delivery, because normal delivery has been the easiest one comparing it to the CS. With normal delivery, I had it easy because when I gave birth on Wednesday, I had a paper on Saturday.
Wow.
And I went to write it.
Whoa. Was it? Oh, okay.
I went to write it, and people were even thinking, you know, when you give birth fresh like that, your stomach is still big. So people were even thinking I was still pregnant. They didn't know I had delivered. Wow. But just that my walking was a little bit slow because it was still fresh. But they gave me some brown ointment that I was using. I said dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was what I was using to apply to the place. The normal birth recovery, I think up to 6 weeks you should be fine.
You should be fine. Okay.
You should be fine.
You could do everything the day you came home.
You know, this morning they have the thread doesn't.
You don't need to go to the hospitals for them to.
It melts. So as you are bathing, one day just it's out. Yeah. Okay. And the place is healed. But the only thing I realized afterwards, like I was my even that one cramp, my husband was the one who told me that like you are open, like your place is open.
I was about to even ask that. So after the baby has come out, the place has been opened up like this. So when you are, will you like the sex immediately? I like sex too.
Hey, I like him more than you.
So that part there is very, very important. So let me ask with emotions. Yes, so when the place has opened up like this and your husband wants to come inside, like
you know, it's sometimes
as compared to the
like I was really feeling bad when he said that, like your place is open. So it's kind of like the person is not really enjoying what he's doing. It's like it's like I said, people. So the person was not really enjoying it, and so I was like, okay, then let's give ourselves some time. Let's give ourselves some time away from sex so that we'll see if it will come back. So we gave ourselves, I think, 2 months or so, and then the place got back again. So when you take your time and then you heal, you will enjoy sex.
I watched your video and you said something that when you find out you were pregnant and you went to take the scan, you were told you had fibroid.
Yeah, that was with my first child.
Did you take any medicine? Have you ever taken any medicine that contains folic acid?
Well, I don't know what drugs contain folic acid and they don't. Like drugs, like what drugs?
So the reason why I'm asking this is I once made a video talking about what every lady should do. Every lady, we are supposed to take folic acid if you're a lady. And someone came to write that folic acid has been known to us that that's what is causing for sometimes cause fibroid in ladies. That's what I want to ask.
Folic acid causes fibroid
in ladies.
No,
That's
I wasn't taking folic acid.
That's what I'm asking. That's based on it.
I was taking folic acid when I was pregnant.
Okay.
And then after.
So before you were pregnant, you were not taking anything.
No.
So with the friend was sumo. Did you plan for the CS?
Yes, I did.
You planned for it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was deliberate. And it was actually deliberate because of the fibroids I had. Okay. I wanted to take them out because they were growing very big and it was blocking the passageway of the baby. Okay. Like one was at the cervix, that's the passageway of the baby, and then one was inside the womb. I think you've seen it in the video that before the baby came out, the fibroids was there, so it was so obvious. You can just imagine that I couldn't have given birth because even with the surgery, the fibroids came out first before the baby. Wow. So I was just like, and it was causing me a lot of pains. Like, it's crazy. It's very, very crazy. That's why I opted for it, and it was very difficult finding a good specialist. But at the end of the day, I found one.
Thank God. Some say normal birth is painful. CS is not really. So to you, which one is more painful?
Do you even need to be told?
I have not gone through both, so
you don't need to be told though that normal birth, like, it's just something coming out. Imagine that you are pooping. Let me just use an example. Sorry if you are eating, but imagine you are pooping. And then the poop is not coming, but
like the force
you constipate and then your buttocks will hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But imagine that they have to cut your anus for the poop to come out. Like, how can you compare the two? You can't compare it. So far as there's a cut, like, they are cutting your skin. They are cutting all 3 layers of your skin and then getting to your womb and cutting your womb as well.
Deep cut.
It's nothing.
It's called deep inside.
Yes, it's nothing to be ever compared to normal birth.
Okay.
Even with the fact that I got tests there and all that, it's never. You can't compare. It's crazy. Like, you guys, I don't know how like people are opting for it. I opted for it because of the fibroids. Yes. And there was no way, I knew there was no way I was going to give birth naturally, but I just went to look for a specialist myself and booked an appointment with him, and it was done.
Okay, so based on this, I will tell you that when you are pregnant, you just learn everything concerning your pregnancy.
It's good
if anything, if a doctor tells you this, please read more on it.
About it.
If they give you any medicine, please read more about it.
Yeah, because sometimes
it helps.
I think the first time I was pregnant, I wasn't given a duema, and then the second time they give me a duema. I'm like, who does that? No, I'm not taking it. So I had to call my doctor pharmacist. Like, she's a doctor of pharmacy, so I called her and she was like, I shouldn't take it.
Yeah, so she planned for the CS, but I did not. It came as a surprise to me to go through cesarean session, so it was just playing on my mind. Then when it comes to CS, the process you go through when having CS is not that painful because you've been given an anesthesia or something.
Yeah, so you become numb.
Yeah, so you don't feel anything. But after it, when the anesthesia wears off of your body, hey, that's when you feel the pains. So we are not saying CS, the process is really, really painful though.
Yeah,
we are talking about the after.
It's the after pain that is like,
it's unbearable. So what would you advise someone out there
concerning the CS?
Oh, both, everything. Like,
so I'll just advise everybody that if you are fit and able to give birth normal, just go ahead with it. But opting for CS, I mean, to me, I don't think it's the best because you may be avoiding labor pain now, but later the pain you go through will be worse.
I would say that if you are okay, as she said, please go through the normal birth. But in case of emergency, we need you and your baby alive, just go for the CS. And as I always say, just pray and everything will be perfect. Because we need you alive and the baby alive.
Yes.
So thanks so much for watching. If you've been able to watch it this far, I hope you learned something out. Until next time.